Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm very excited because I've got a super cool shoot today. Okay, today's shoot is super cool, going to be very exciting, but it's also going to be one of the more challenging shoots that I've done for a while because there are a lot of variables. And I got a couple notes here that I made. Number one, I'm going to try to do a little bit of underwater photography. And if you've watched this channel for a while, last year I had started in this thinking and I did a video. I'll try to link it up here. And in that video, I was kind of brainstorming and coming up with ideas. I never ended up doing a photo shoot with it. I just kind of played with it. But today we're going to do it. So number one challenge is underwater. Number two, I'm working with some kids. I've got some dear friends of ours that have these adorable little boys, and two of them are going to be my models for today. They've graciously agreed to do that. One of them is 4, and the other one I believe is about 2.5. So there will be a challenge to working with kids. The other thing, we're going to be in the pool, obviously, doing the underwater stuff, but I'm going to bring out my studio strobes to light it. That's going to be another challenge. But in order to deal with my strobe lights outside at high shutter speeds, that's why I'm going to turn to the x100V. And one of the major things about this camera that nobody really talks about is the fact that it has a leaf shutter. Now, if you don't know what a leaf shutter is, very simply put, a leaf shutter is a shutter that's in the lens, as opposed to in the camera body. In the camera body would be what's known as a focal plane shutter, and the way a focal plane shutter works is there's like two curtains essentially, and one curtain opens, it makes the exposure, and then the second curtain shuts. Well, you get to a fast enough shutter speed and that second curtain is closing before the first curtain has completely opened. So that kind of messes with flash photography because halfway through the exposure, the second curtain is shutting and the flash goes off and you only get half of an exposure. Well, with a leaf shutter, they're like aperture blades. They completely open and then completely close at every shutter speed. So I'm going to be able to shoot at a higher shutter speed, 500, 1,000, maybe 2,000. I don't know if we'll go that high, but I can still sync with my studio strobes at those higher shutter speeds. So the leaf shutter is a major advantage to this little camera, and we're going to take advantage of that today. Now, one other challenge that we're going to have today, besides being in the water, dealing with kids, dealing with studio strobes outside, is it's also super hot and humid today. So I was out there earlier prepping a little bit, and I was just dripping with sweat, so I came back in here to film this part. But it's hot today, and that's going to be a little bit of a challenge as well. Hopefully these guys will not be super uncomfortable and these kids will just look great. Now, one of the great things about the shoot is I have a vision of what I want to take as far as the photograph is concerned, but I don't necessarily need these kids to smile or do something specific. I just want them to look cute and quirky and fun, and so, you know, hopefully we get something exciting, but I'm excited about this shoot, and hopefully you guys will have a good time watching the behind the scenes. I have got to go out there and start setting everything up, get the lights in place, deal with all of that, and get ready for them because they're going to be in here in less than an hour.
You have to wait, Lock. Wait until Mr. Todd tells you to do something, okay?
You want me to put the tube around Lock or just wait?
You know, let's just get them.
Okay.
I'm going to do a couple without being underwater first.
Okay, guys, do you want them on the second step?
I think so.
Okay, so Lock, where I put you, I want you to stand real still right there.
Perfect.
Don't slip off, okay? All right, in a minute, I'm going to put you right beside Bubba. Okay, stand up. Stand up tall. Stand up.
You need a snorkel.
You know, I think what they're doing is great.
Stay put.
Bin, 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 bin. Lock,
Lock,
stand up.
Okay.
All right. Trying to do like half and half.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Stand up. Stay standing. Stay standing. Put your booty up. Stand up. Ow! Here, we'll put
All right, y'all. And look at me. Both of you. Look at me. Look at Daddy.
big smiles. Ah! Still.
Be still. Be still. Be still.
And freeze.
Simon
like
says.
our dance.
Simon
remember?
says freeze and look at Daddy.
What's our song? The freeze dance.
And
Hey, who can make the biggest yay? Yay! Oh, that was definitely locked. Lock line. No, hold your toes to the sky. Bring those toes up, mister. Look, bring your toes up.
Right
Bring
there.
those toes up. Now look up and smile.
hold it right there. Hold your feet up.
Hold your toes up. Toes to the sky. No, don't splash, don't splash, don't splash. Hold them out of the water.
Right there. Hold it still. Hold it still. Look at Mr. Todd.
Now look and smile. With your toes up.
That's so funny.
All right.
That's perfect. Keep that. Stay right there. Stay still.
Stay still and smile.
Right here. Smile.
Look at Daddy and smile.
I think we got it. I really do.
Thank you.
So it is a couple weeks later. I am finally getting to process these images. Life has just gotten a little crazy. I was actually in Ohio shooting a wedding, and I'm finally wrapping up this shoot. But let me show you really quick kind of the setup on that day. I had the strobe set up on a C-stand, on a boom arm kind of hanging over the pool, just a simple reflector with a diffusion panel over it. And then I ran the cord off away from the pool so that the power pack was nowhere near the water. I actually had it up on a chair, so there was no chance of it getting wet. Now, some of the problems that I had while shooting were things that I kind of anticipated, but one of the things that I hadn't talked about before was water that gets on the glass itself. So I had water spots, and it was just impossible to try to clean off the surface of the aquarium that I was shooting through on a regular basis. So I was dealing with the water splashing on the glass. The camera had a little bit of focus issues. It was focusing just fine, but it was picking odd things to focus on. Like it would focus on the water line a few times, and the boys would be completely out of focus. That was a difficult thing to control because I couldn't really see through the camera. I couldn't get my head down there to look through the viewfinder, but I also couldn't see the LCD screen very well. It was bright. It was just an awkward position. I couldn't really see what I was doing, so I was hoping for the best. By and large, I got most of the images in focus, but there were some problems there. The other problem that I was having, also because I couldn't see through the LCD screen, was making sure that I was under the water. You know, I was trying to be half under the water and half above the water, and that was trickier than I thought it would be. The other thing that I ended up doing, which I always do, especially with kids, is I was shooting faster than my flash was recycling. So a few times the flash didn't go off because I was just simply shooting too fast, and that's just a discipline thing. You just need to make sure you're shooting slow enough that the flash is recycling, and I wasn't, and because it was kids, I was shooting as quickly as they were doing good expressions, and so, again, another challenge. And then the other thing that I didn't anticipate was that we would lose the sun. About halfway through the photo shoot, the sun kind of went behind some clouds, and yeah, I mean, a bright, sunny, hot day, and I didn't anticipate losing the sun, but we did. And it wasn't a huge deal, but, you know, exposures changed a little bit. Okay, so overall, very happy with the photo shoot. Probably not as ideal as I was hoping. And had it been a client photo shoot, I probably would do some things differently. I wouldn't be shooting through the fish tank. I would have gotten some kind of housing for the camera so that I could see through the camera a little bit better. I could control where I was at in terms of the water level. But for what it was, for all the things we did, we probably shot for like 15 minutes tops. I'm happy with the result. It was a fun shoot. I got 2 images that I think are pretty good. I'll show you those here in a second. I want to kind of reiterate the fact that it was a leaf shutter. I shot these at 500th of a second at f4, no, 500th of a second at f8. The leaf shutter allowed me to sync with the flash in the harsh sunlight, and yeah, so the x100V was fantastic in that regard. I would use it again in a heartbeat, But here's the two images that I got. The first one, just fun, the expressions are great. And then the last one that I'm going to show you here in a second is kind of what I had as a vision before we ever got started. And you'll see the Photoshop work that I did. I'll show you the before, the after. If you got any questions, or if you like what you saw in this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel if this is the kind of thing you like to see. I guarantee you I will continue to give you professional photography advice and experience, and hopefully inspire you to do more photos on your own. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Yes, sir.
So how'd the pictures go?
Good.
Good? Were you splashing in the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you guys good swimmers?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes, sir.
What's your name?
What?
Locke. What's your name?
Bim.
Ben. All right, well thanks for coming to my pool, guys.
Say you got it,
Can
dude.
I get a fist bump? All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye.